Tell me this, which part of the world has seen its number of democracies increase nearly 8-fold in just 2 decades? Eastern Europe? No, it is Africa. Which continent has 6 of the 10 fastest growing economies in the world? Asia? No, it's Africa.
Good day. We're here with Andrew and his lovely wife. Introduce yourselves.
My name is Sir Andrew Okehere, the CEO of All Dreams Foundation here in Houston, Texas.
And I'm Lady Mercy Okehere.
So that's your lovely wife, Andrew?
Yes.
And we're here talking about All Dreams Foundation. Let's start with your wife, because women tend to be able to articulate a dream much better than men. They're all over the place. Exactly what did he share with you was his vision for All Dreams Foundation? We'll come back to you, Andrew.
My husband, before I start, I would like to introduce my children. I have 4 lovely children, 2 boys and 2 girls, ages from 26 to 11. So you can see I'm a busy mom. My husband, Andrew, has always loved children. He has had a high vision for the children. And as you know, as the saying goes, it takes a whole village to raise a child. We strongly believe, as an African American community, we have to come together as one to encourage our children, to raise our children to be one. Because as we know, our children are the future leaders of tomorrow. So my husband has always loved children. And he always believed that we can also make a difference. But in order for us to make a difference, we individuals don't have to make a difference, but we all need to work together as one to impact our community and also to impact our children.
Thank you very much.
Andrew, what's your vision?
It started many years ago when I was lecturing at high school. Because of my relationship with the students, there was a riot in the school. And I was the only instructor, teacher, that was able to calm the students down. The principal went to my dad and told my dad that I was able to ask the students to drop whatever they were doing. And ever since then, I've always been very close to the youth and students. And if you look at it, it's not about us. It's not about the youth. Because I'm going to take my son as an example. My 11-year-old son can take the computer, the iPhone and all that, and make so much out of it. And who's got the money? The mother. If you ask the mother to do the same thing, she might not be able to do it. So the young one is doing all this with the computer and all that. And the mother that got the money, he's the one teaching her how to do all that. So for that reason, I feel strongly that it's time for us to start investing on the youth. And if you look at the trouble in the world right now, this Boko Haram, IC and all that, an idle mind is not always always right. We have to invest in agriculture, technology, cultural areas and all that to help out with their minds.
Run it up.
Now, you have a project coming up. Tell us about the project of exchange students.
The International Exchange Program, I came up with the idea of having the International Exchange Program because in Africa there's some kind of leaf called bitter leaf. We've been eating it for many, many years and we don't actually know what is coming out. All we know is that it's good for diabetic, it's good for high blood pressure. So, and I got my degree in Texas A&M University. Some of the students here, we can take them to some of these nations to actually see what is in the content of this same bitter leaf that will be eaten over the years. That is how this exchange program came about. That it's always good for us to take some of the students here to other foreign nations, for them to take ideas over there and to bring ideas back to the United States of America that will help to create employment within the system.
Now, what we want to focus on is the first project that you are embarking on with this exchange. That is taking students to Nigeria. Could you talk about that?
Yeah. Like I just told you a while ago, the idea is to take the American students to Africa, Nigeria in particular, for a start. Because there are a lot of medical areas and agricultural areas that the Americans can benefit from and the Africans too can benefit from. If you look at it, in the United States, most of the students are involved in agriculture, rearing chicken and all that. These are the things they're not doing in Africa. So we want to take some of these students down there to Africa in different areas to actually exchange ideas with the students in Africa. And thereby we end up empowering them in different areas.
Well,
and
right
I'm
now,
hoping that the knowledge that they're going to get from the youth in Africa, they'll be able to bring it back to this country to also implement it in this country. And our intention also to also encourage youth in Africa to come to America to also get some knowledge here and vice versa, take it back to Africa to also implement what they have learned in America.
so this is going to be a two-way track. You're going to identify students in Africa to bring them to the United States.
Yes, the Obama came up with a program of getting some of those students, youth, down to America to be able to train them, to empower them in commerce, in different areas, and to send them back to their various countries and all that. So we are already getting into it, taking students from here to Africa and getting students from Africa to come to US. You know.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to be talking to a youth in the movement, someone that you've recruited.
Good.
Now, from a youth perspective, I sense that you feel that the older generations have not done enough to bridge that gap between bringing the youth in and bringing them up. And so you may ask the question, what can older people do today that will make younger people like yourself feel more comfortable in mainstream efforts?
Well, that's a good question. My name is Matthew Chekbu. I'm the founder of G Nation. Our mission is to connect talent and community. So to answer your question, how can we make the youth feel worthy or useful? How can the older generation assist in the lives of the young generation? Is you have to connect with the young generation. You have to find out what their passions are, what their talents are, what their drive is, and then you can form a plan around what it is they love. You know, so that's the key point: is identifying with the youth, their passions, and then creating something that helps them excel in that passion.
Well, who could you tell me that have given you inspiration or encouragement that are older, that seemingly embrace young people and their ideas?
Well, for the youth, we connect with with stars, with the hip hop stars, with the actors, because they.
But
tell
who
you,
has been accessible to you?
accessible to me?
Yes.
Well, now I'm in the company of this family, the Okori family, and they're empowering me to use my voice and to bring in youth. So I'm all in support of the All Dreams Foundation, and I'm really excited about the event April 25th. It's going to be a powerful event. Dignities will be in the building, so it's going to be to bridge the gap between this older generation that we're talking about and the youth. So you don't want to miss that April 25th.
Now, well, people who are looking at you, they see a well-dressed young man. Man seems to be fairly educated. Tell them a bit about your background. Where did you go to school? What college you went to? What did you study?
Yes, sir. I went to Cypress High School, that's the Cypress area, so Houston, Texas, this is where we're at. And I went to U of H. I'm actually going to U of H now to study business, so I can make some of these dreams actually come about through, you know, the business skills that I needed to build a structured organization.
But with a young man so bright and so vibrant and with such great ideas, and it's encouraging to see that you do have vision. Where do you see the youth movement now? You're how old?
26.
Where do you see the 36 years old? Where is your generation as it relates to the city, the way things decisions are made?
Here in Houston or globally?
Well, both.
Okay. Well, Houston is a prime spot for our outreach to go out to the world. Houston is one of the fourth largest city in the nation, and our infrastructure in economics alone can sponsor some of these youth projects that we want to put on. So Houston is a prime place that we can start here and spread out to the world. So 10 years from now, it's really left or right. You know, it can go left or it can go right. It depends on what we do now. So the All Dreams Foundation has started this movement. So by the grace of God, with All Dreams Foundation and other partners that will come on board, we'll make our next decade one that we can look back and say we did it.